I'm Bruce Nolan, Eyewitness News. And cut it.
What do you think?
I think it's really good.
It sucks. It's a story about a cookie. The Pillsbury Doughboy will be riveted.
Honey, it was funny. It made me laugh. There's nothing wrong with making people laugh.
I'll never be an anchorman. Not with this.
Bruce Almighty is a comedy film released in 2003, directed by Tom Shadyac and starring Jim Carrey, Morgan Freeman, and Jennifer Aniston. The movie follows the story of Bruce Nolan, a discontented television reporter who is given the power of God for a week to see if he can do a better job.
Bruce Nolan is a television field reporter for Eyewitness News in Buffalo, New York, who usually covers mundane news stories, but desires to be the station's anchorman. He lives with his girlfriend, Grace, who works as a teacher and is always supportive of Bruce and his ambitions. Things don't seem to go Bruce's way, but one day his boss, Jack, offers him to do a live reporting at Niagara Falls. Before going on air, he calls Grace and tells her all about it, thinking this is his big break.
Yeah, it's what we've always talked about, Grace. Jack practically came out and told me.
Practically?
Well, he didn't spell it out, but legally he can't. But this is exactly what happened to Susan Ortega just before they bumped her up to the desk. It's good. It's good. It's good.
Okay, well, honey, I don't want you to get too ahead of yourself,
Chris. Oh, I gotta go. They're calling me in.
Oh, okay, honey, good luck. I love you.
Blah, 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 blah.
But just before going live, Bruce's coveted job is taken by his rival, Evan Baxter. Devastated by this, Bruce has a complete meltdown on live TV, which results in him losing his job. After getting fired, a series of misfortunate events happen, including getting into a big fight with Grace, and later crashing his car into a lamppost. Out of sheer frustration, Bruce complains and calls out to God.
The gloves are off, pal! Come on, let me see a little wrath. Smite me, almighty smiter! You're the one who should be fired! The only one around here not doing his job is you! Answer me!
The following day, Bruce receives multiple messages on his pager, which he ignores. When he finally calls, he is invited to an empty warehouse where he meets God. Unconvinced at first, God proves himself to Bruce over and over again, with all the knowledge he has of him. God then offers him a job.
In a way, I brought you here to offer you a job.
Job? What job?
My job. You think you can do it better, so here's your chance. When you leave this building, you will be endowed with all my powers.
Whatever you say, pal.
Bruce leaves the building thinking he's going crazy and still unconvinced. So he stops at a diner and attempts to use the newfound power by splitting the tomato soup. Suddenly, God shows up again and tells Bruce he can have the power under two conditions. Bruce cannot tell others he is God, nor can he use the power to alter free will. He revels in his newfound ability, performing malicious feats and living out his fantasies. Armed with divine power, Bruce initially uses them for personal gain, such as enhancing his romantic life with Grace, improving his own job prospects, and sabotaging Evan's career while he's on air, consequently getting Evan fired. And Bruce becomes the new anchor. That night, he takes Grace out for dinner to celebrate, but Grace mistook it for a proposal. Bruce starts hearing voices in his head and re-encounters God, who explains the voices are prayers that Bruce must deal with. Bruce creates a computerized email-like system to handle the prayers, but finds that the influx is far too many for him to handle, and thus sets the program to answer every prayer yes automatically. During a party celebrating his promotion, Grace discovers Bruce being kissed by his co-anchor, Susan Ortega, and quickly leaves. Bruce follows her and tries to use his power to convince her to stay, but cannot influence her free will. God then reappears.
Grace left me.
Yeah, I know.
She'll take me back. She'll take me back, right?
Would you take you back?
How do you make somebody love you without affecting free will?
Welcome to my world, son. If you come up with an answer to that one, you let me know.
Bruce later discovers that Buffalo has fallen into chaos due to his actions. Parts of the city believe that the apocalypse is nearly upon Earth due to the meteor strikes, while a larger number of people, all having prayed to win the multi-million-dollar lottery and receive only $17 in return, have started rioting in the streets. Bruce returns to God, and God shares some wise advice with him.
Parting your soup is not a miracle, Bruce. It's a magic trick. A single mom who's working 2 jobs and still finds time to take her kid to soccer practice, that's a miracle. A teenager who says no to drugs and yes to an education, that's a miracle. People want me to do everything for them, when what they don't realize is they have the power. You want to see a miracle, son? Be the miracle.
Bruce thus starts helping others without divine powers, including giving Evan his job back and congratulating him. As he returns to his computer at home and goes about answering prayers, he finds one from Grace, wishing for his success and well-being. Another prayer from Grace immediately arrives, this one wishing not to be in love with Bruce anymore to avoid further pain. Realizing his selfishness, Bruce walks alone in the rain on a highway in defeat.
You win. I'm done. Please. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be God. I want you to decide what's right for me. I surrender to your will.
Bruce is suddenly hit by a truck and meets God in the afterlife. When God asks him what he really wants, Bruce admits that he only wants to make sure Grace finds a man that will make her happy. God agrees, and Bruce is finally resurrected from the dead and taken to the hospital, where his doctor helps him recover. Grace arrives at the hospital and rekindles her relationship with Bruce. Following his recovery, Bruce returns to his field reporting job and decides to take more pleasure in the simple stories.
I'm Bruce Nolan for Eyewitness News, with all the folks down here at the blood drive reminding you to... Be the miracle! You heard him.
Okay, cut it. Thank you, Bruce.
Thanks, Allie.
How was that?
That was great.
Yeah?
That was really great. Now you still have to go over there. The nurse is waiting.
Do I have to?
Oh, it's not going to hurt. In fact, I think you'll find it quite pleasurable.
Bruce Almighty combines humor, heart, and a touch of supernatural to deliver a story about personal growth, the power of love, and the realization that true happiness comes from within. Jim Carrey's comedic talents shine throughout the film, while Morgan Freeman's portrayal of God adds a wisdom and a calming presence to the narrative. 接下来我们揭晓今天的学习内容。The phrase "get ahead of yourself" is an idiomatic expression that means to act or think prematurely, often by making plans or assumptions about the future before taking care of the present or before all necessary steps have been completed. It suggests a caution against being overly eager or making assumptions without sufficient information or preparation. For example, you've only been on a few dates. It might be too soon to start thinking about moving in together. Don't get ahead of yourself. The gloves are off is an idiomatic expression that means a situation has become more serious, confrontational, or intense, often implying that the people involved are no longer holding back and are ready to engage in a direct and unrestrained conflict or competition. The phrase originated from boxing, where fighters remove their gloves to indicate a bare-knuckle fight, which is more brutal and less regulated. For example, after weeks of subtle insults, the gloves are off between them, they are openly arguing now. That's it for this episode of Cinephile. You can find more on the Funday website. Let's make every day a fun day.
Wait, are you leaving?
Yeah, I figure you can handle things now.
But what if I need you? What if I have questions?
That's your problem, Bruce. That's everybody's problem. You keep looking up.